My name is Mathepe. I am the founder and owner of Mathepe Incorporated Attorneys.
That's excellent stuff. Now, thank you. Now I want us to jump into basically the gist of it, because as attorneys, you guys are busy. You know, time is money, as they say. And as a young startup, you'll understand it more than anybody else, correct? So now you've told us about the different types of services you provide, and now we are jumping into the digital media space, right? And in jumping into that, one of the key things that's always at the forefront, especially for podcasters, YouTubers, anyone in this social media space, is they are running to the word allegedly every time they want to say something that they otherwise would be afraid to say. So what power does this word allegedly actually mean? And does it basically absolve me if I were to use this word before I say something that I otherwise wouldn't say without that word allegedly in front of it?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. And so the law is based on terms and conditions, right? And by definition, a term is, and wait for it, a word that defines something. You understand? So we operate within the parameters of definitions, right? So in uni, if you do first year LLB, you do a course that is called Interpretation of Statutes, right? And essentially that's where you say, what does this thing mean? You know, so there's a literal meaning of the word, then there's the contextual meaning of the word. So if we can then just draw that picture to say the law operates within the bounds of definitions. If we can't define it, you can't defend it. You understand? So to go back to your question, does allegedly, when you put the word allegedly in front of a statement, does it absolve you from liability? Then the first port of call to do is, let's see what allegedly means, the definition of allegedly. You understand?
Yeah, help us out. Help us out.
And here's another thing that most people don't actually know. Google is actually a repository of legal knowledge. So if you go on Google, right, and you type any word, then you put legal definition, it'll give you the legal definition. So if you do a quick Google search, as I will do now, and I want to show you that, like, it's nothing out of the ordinary or like, you know, something extraordinary. It's literally operating within the bounds of definition. So allegedly, right? Gently. Now, it's a word that is used to convey that something is claimed to be the case or have taken place, although there is no proof, right? So within that definition alone, you can understand that this person is, quote unquote, perpetuating something that they do not have proof on. So if you then say it is alleged, you are saying, I'm absorbing myself from having to prove that this actually took place. So in essence, to answer your question, putting allegedly in front of any statement, basically you are making a non-statement in the sense that you are perpetuating something that does not have proof, and you are saying, I do not know whether this thing is true or not. So you're not stating it to be a fact, you understand?
So in layman's terms, does that mean that I then get away with
yes,
saying that?
You do, but ultimately it's a non-statement, and I'd like to just drive that point home. You literally, unless obviously you're being smart about it, you know how people can be sarcastic about it. Obviously you know the facts, but you are being smart about it. So in essence, it does absolve you from any form of liability. Although, and here's another big catch, there's always exceptions in the law. So generally, if you are to make certain statements and you are taken to court, there will be exceptions to the norm. So you'll say, I said allegedly, but if we dive deep into the context, you may have had insider information, or you may have inspired some people to believe that, you know, you had the information. So again, the law is nuanced, and you will hear, here's another quick one for you. If a lawyer doesn't know something, they'll basically say, it's quite interesting and I'll look into it. So there's nuances around, there's nuances around like legal concepts and the like. But in essence, if you do put allegedly in front of any statement, you are basically absorbing yourself from the liability of having to prove the veracity thereof.
That's actually dope to know.
Yeah,
that's actually dope to know, because
So
in this platform, Nish, we take
Yeah.
we somewhat take chances around this particular concept. Now, actually, back to that word of allegedly. So, if now I am in a court setup and I had used that word and I'm being interrogated around the use of that word, would you guys not probe me further so that you ascertain why I alleged that particular statement, and then the liability may fall on the tracing back of that information?
So maybe let's go back again. There's factual allegations, and then there's allegations in the general term. Remember, interpretation of statutes. So we have to then see what are these allegations. And again, the law and words, we just try and find loopholes. So if you do make allegations and state them to be a fact, that simply means that you haven't put the word allegedly before making those statements. So in essence, if I say you have the best podcast in South Africa, versus my saying allegedly you have the best podcast in South Africa, when we do get to court, I made a factual allegation in the first statement to say, hey, Lesotho has the best podcast in South Africa. You understand? It's still an allegation, but it's a factual allegation. But if
it will be fact soon. It is the best.
Yeah, no, let's speak it into existence.
So anyone who's watching this, invest in this channel right now, and you'll be able to earn the dividends once, you know, we surpass 10,000 subscribers, 20,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers.
I received,
you would have been part of this. You understand?
So basically,
for sure.
what we need to understand is the fact that allegations, by definition, are statements alleging a certain fact that has taken place, right? So having had that backdrop, if you then make a statement with the prefix allegedly, you are absorbing yourself from having to prove the veracity, meaning the truthfulness of that statement. So there are some factual allegations and there are alleged allegations. So I think 𝐌𝐮𝐬𝐢𝐜 𝐔𝐬𝐞𝐝. So the equivalent of rumors, basically, you know, I heard from the grapevine that XYZ took place. But if I come out, you know, with my chest and say, like, I heard that X, 1, 2, 3 happened, and so told me that this happened, it's still a factual allegation that now you must prove. You understand? So the prefix absorbs you from having to prove the truthfulness of the statement. So in a nutshell, you can go around throwing allegedly before making any other statement, but it doesn't hold water. So, yeah.
Okay, no, that's super. But Reitumetse, thank you so much for offering your advice to us starters and those beyond my starters circle.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have someone who's well-versed, who's very articulate, who's able to share a view that will benefit many, and also who was very, very generous with the legal advice. Because guys, you actually have to pay for this information that you are getting here, you know? And to my fellow creators and fellow YouTubers, I hope you actually grasped and gained a lot of what the Reitumetse said. Go and support Black businesses. Keep creating, keep working on your craft, but work within the confines and limitations of the law so that we can actually get to grow the space, so that we can actually become a force, creating our own web, and it circulates accordingly, as the Reitumetse said. But thank you very much. And remember, guys, it starts with you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. Just wanted to mention again, we are based in Midrand, opposite Galaga Convention Center. Please do drop by. You'll see us. We operate from 8 in the morning up until 5 from Monday to Thursday. Then from there on Fridays, we close at 3. But yeah, in essence, you can give us a shout if you are available. 010-023-4920. I sound like I'm on radio. But yeah.
And we specialize in divorce, custody, matrimonial law, maintenance, litigation, bail application, wills and estate, medical negligence, conveyancing, and commercial.
Oh, that's a mouthful.
Yeah. Apart from other things.